What's up? It's 91 degrees outside and probably about 90 in here. I don't know where my fan went. I do not know. But happy holiday 4th of July weekend to everybody. So, what I want to talk about is, well, shit. My last video, when is a major a minor, got a copyright claim. From the 5-minute, 12-second mark to the end of the video by Exotic Sensations, Music of the Sea. Really? I published the video and I didn't check. I didn't unlist it or anything. I just went, that's a backing track. I'm playing over it. And they're claiming that my improvised solo, that is totally improvised, by the way. I did not rehearse that. I loaded up the backing track, played through it for 9 minutes, whatever. Cut a few bits out, put the video together, uploaded it. You got a copyright claim. And not a claim where they're sharing the revenue. They are claiming all the revenue. So, do you bother wasting your time to dispute it? Because by the time the dispute's settled, nobody's going to be watching the video anymore. Do I delete the video, even though I thought it was for my channel, a halfway decent video? Or what? What do? You just keep fighting this thing. And I thought about disputing it and making a note in there like, come on, YouTube, or you publishers, your automated system is a little too good. I mean, it's an improvised solo. And they probably nailed me on when I'm doing those octave things, probably, just playing octaves up the neck. And it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's extortion. They're extorting me. No, it's just stupid. It is just stupid. I've had this happen so many times on improvised solos. And if I go back and redo the video and like cut that part out, or what I was going to do is I was going to take that from 5:12 to the end mark, make another video talking about it and see if that one got claimed. But yes, they are. They're using bots to game it for profit, and they don't have a valid claim. But any 3, 4, 5 cents I could have made on that video, I'm not going to get now, And hi, Rick. Hey, Rick, how's it going? You playing today, Rick? It's a hot one, buddy. It's 90 degrees here, and I'll take it. I love it. June was such a bad month that, we froze our butts off playing outside, and we got to play tonight outside, and it's going to be nice. If we don't get rained on, there's always the chance of rain, but we'll be inside a covered thing. So, but man, I'm starting to sweat. Oh, the Yesterday movie about the Beatles, where everybody forgot the Beatles. I'm kind of interested in that movie. Is it? Don't spoil it. Just tell me if you liked it or you didn't like it. Was it worth it or not? That's all I want to know. Was it worth it? I know movies aren't cheap anymore. 3.5 stars. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. The matinee. I like the Avengers and the Marvel DC movies, you know, with Captain America and Thor and Iron Man. I love those movies. Spider-Man. I love all those movies. But this one, I just thought the concept would be kind of cool, of like everybody woke up one day and forgot that there was ever a Beatles, except this one guy who apparently knew a whole bunch of their songs. And if you upload a Beatles song, will you get a copyright claim? Actually, I have never had a problem with a Beatles song. And it's funny what gets hit and what doesn't. And you can upload and make it unlisted and wait and see if you get a claim and then adjust from there. But what a pain in the ass. You know, I've already gone through all of the effort to make the video, you know, and so to get a copyright claim on the video after the fact, after you've done all the work, is really a crappy thing. And especially on an improvised solo. Yeah, if you play the actual recording. Now this Exotic Sensations Music of the Sea that claimed my video, I don't know who the publishing company is, but it's not EMI and it's not Capitol and it's not Warner. It's one of these little publishing companies that I'm not aware of. You know, maybe you need to publish all your stuff when it's improvised. I've heard people say they only scan the first 30 seconds. I don't know, man. They didn't hit me until 5 minutes and 12 seconds into the video is what they claimed, from 5:12 into the end. But the subject is copyright claim, Janice. I uploaded a video yesterday and right away I got a copyright claim from Exotic Sensations Music of the Sea on an improvised solo. You know, over a backing track that is included in my DAW. So I bought the rights to that. And if it was the backing track, they would have nailed it right away at the very beginning. Now, there are some backing tracks in my DAW that are pre-made, like soundscapes, loops, whatever, song beds, that I've used and gotten a claim and disputed it and won the dispute. But by the time you do that, the video views are gone. People have stopped watching the video. And that video only got like about 80 views. So it's done. It's done now. People aren't going to continue watching it. So I rarely play anything original. What do you mean by that, Rick? Everything you do is original. You're improvising. And you do covers. Do you get claims on your band covers? All covers. Okay. Do you get claims on your band videos, Rick? Yeah, or over jam tracks. Yes, he does. And like I said, this one wasn't a strike or anything, but it's a claim and it's not even sharing revenue. They're taking all the revenue. So I hope they enjoy their 2 cents. I hope they don't spend it all in one place, the bastards. Only time the video was taken down was a Beatles song. Ooh, wow. I've only ever had one video taken down ever on YouTube, and it had nothing to do with music. Nothing at all. But Michael B, I watched your whole thing last night. Actually, I watched a whole bunch of it while it was going on, and then I went back later last night and watched it from beginning to end. Looked like a good gig. It looked like a fun gig. I bet you wish they would have had some kind of cover over you, though, man. I'll bet that sun was getting brutal. I don't know what the temperature there was, but it was hot here yesterday. I hate when people don't provide cover, overhead cover for the band. That's a must. That is a must. Yeah, no clouds here either, Pooh, at the moment. Of course, by the time I get to the gig tonight, it'll be clouded over and probably threatening to rain. But at least if it's not cold, I'll be okay with it. Oh, no problem, Michael. It was I enjoyed it. I like seeing that kind of stuff. So it was cool. And did you get any copyright claims on your video? Ooh. Nate Space Rack deformed. I actually have seen cheap guitar cases do that. And the top deformed because they were laying in the sun. I've seen that happen to a cheap plastic guitar case. It was a hard shell case, but thank God the guy's guitar was not in it. I knew a guy one time that left his Fender acoustic in the back window of his Camaro at the beach. And the top of it just bellied up and warped. It almost came off. It ruined the guitar. Yeah, we tried a heat gun, but it was a loss. I've got a couple XKB cases. I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep them out of the sun. They're guitar cases. I've had those SKB rack mount cases too. I had a 4-space one. I don't carry that kind of stuff around anymore, though. It's too heavy. We used to go all powered speakers. It just makes life so much easier, in my opinion, anyway. With the guys I'm playing with now, we must own 10 PA systems, practically. A whole crap load. Or there's 10 ways to set it up. Yeah, powered speakers are great. They're great. I got my son's ex-wife tagging me in a post. What's that all about? Hum. And it was the same hum. Well, like tonight, we'll use everything we got, or everything we have with us. There'll be 2 15-inch JBL full-range cabinets, 2 12 full-range cabinets for the drums, and 2 10 full-range cabinets on the floor for the monitors, and that's plenty enough for what we're doing. And we don't even need half that, but we got it with us, so why not set it up? Maybe tonight I can get a decent sound into the camera. The last 2 gigs that I recorded, my guitar was too loud. It was so loud that it ruined the videos. And it didn't sound that way on stage. I just, and I walked out front, but man, when I listened back through the camera, everything's coming through the front of the house and there wasn't enough bass. It was too much guitar, way too much guitar. So I'm going to make note of that and back my guitar off tonight quite a bit. But Rick, did you understand my pseudo-Lydian comment in my video? You commented on the video, so I'm just guessing you watched it. It can never be sure, I think. And you obviously know what I was doing. I was just concentrating on a C major scale and thinking of it as C major and trying to find C to start from as opposed to A. I would resolve on A, come back to A, but thinking of it more of a C scale, because it's a C scale. New from Dave's Guitar Channel, my 10 favorite Devo songs. Okay. Alrighty then. I had been making Mary. Who's Mary? Is Mary your wife? No, that's Kendall. C scales from Fish. But and I always call the Aeolian the Assholean mode. Pseudo-Lydian, Assholean. Those are the two modes I play in. My favorite key is E flat demolished. Well, I hope everybody had a safe and enjoyable 4th of July and didn't blow any of your fingers off. Firecrackers mix, state law. Boom. My dog last night, the big dog, the Rottweiler, she hides in the bathroom. And the Chihuahua wants to go out and bark at him. He wants to go out and bark at the fireworks. So, you know, two different. Every big dog I've ever owned, every large breed dog I've ever owned has been afraid of fireworks and thunder. And we had 3 Toy Fox Terriers at one time for 17 years. And those dogs did not give a shit about loud noise. It did not bother them that I can remember. I really can't remember it scaring. There was the one Toy Fox Terrier might have been a little bit skittish about fireworks, but thunder and that, they didn't care. Man, my Rottweiler hears one little bit of rumble and she's diving for the bathroom because there's no windows or anything in there and it's dark and it makes her feel safe in there. But man, it's hot. I might end up taking another shower before I go. I didn't think it was going to get this hot. Everybody type into the chat, what's the temperature at your place? Check here. First glance, it's saying 87, but I know it's hotter than that. 85, I'm not buying it, man. Feels like 96, okay. 80% humidity. Yeah, it's gonna be sweaty. Michael, 92. Holy crap. Yeah, it's gonna be sweaty. Yep. 85 feels like 92. Yep. And I'm drinking coffee. Even though it's cold coffee. It's not hot coffee. But you know, what do you do about this stupid copyright thing? I wish they would get this thing straightened out and stop making it difficult to because it's funny, I'll put band videos up and nothing. And sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but they never just outright claim it. It's usually sharing 260 Fahrenheit in the sun. It's 260 degrees Fahrenheit. And I was amazed to find out this morning when I woke up that the Continental Army during the Revolution took over all the airports. They secured the airports and moved right onto LaGuardia. He's on Mars. And we will reach Mars. We're going to put our flag on Mars. You know, that wouldn't be so difficult. All they need to do is take the Mars rover arm and go plant, and there's a flag. Yeah, copyright. Yeah. It's funny how copyright works. 99.9% of the time, I'm just getting, you're going to share revenue. And that's, there's a 50-50 chance that's going to happen if I put up a cover song. Now, there's certain stuff you can't do. You can't do the Eagles. You can't do the Beatles. You can't do Prince. You can't do John Cougar. Stuff like that will get claimed right away. Pink Floyd's another bad one. There's a couple other ones. But, you know, when you're putting up a video of Folsom Prison, I don't really... they're not whacking that one too hard. You know, some of the other stuff we do. No Ozzy, really? No shit. You know you're not completely drunk until you start speaking fluent Aussie. And that's the truth. Hendrix will block. I spell it wrong. Did I get a claim on my last Hendrix thing? Can't remember. Yeah, Rick, exactly. If I play Ozzy, nobody's going to recognize it anyway. And that's another thing. What kind of music is most likely to get claimed? Classic rock, oldies, metal, 80s metal, top 40. Yeah, top 40. Yeah. I've had that happen, Janice, where there's two songs in the video and one gets claimed and the other one doesn't. And to go back, to take it down, re-edit it, re-upload it, for what you end up ultimately getting out of it isn't worth bothering with. It's just like, try again. Do something different. Try another one. That's all you can do. The artist in each of those genres that is worth the most is a commodity. Well, I know Pink Floyd will get it. I've seen guys get it for just playing part of a solo. Remove an original because of the title. What was the title? Kiss My Ass, Sony? Yeah. So I don't know. There's no easy answer. You just keep plugging away at it, Bleed together. Janice, I was thrilled that it tripped the algorithm. No. I'm not thrilled when they trip the algorithm. Screw that. That's ridiculous. You don't need all that noise. And anytime I've ever filed a claim, I've won almost every one. There was one, I can't tell you what it was, that they would not back off the claim after reviewing. But it was Warner, I think, and it stuck. But 90% of the time, like on an improvised blues solo or something, I usually win it. But by that time, it's too late. So what's the point of even going through the bother of clicking on the dispute thing and typing in the information? And now they want a timestamp, and it's not worth it. It's not worth it to worry about it. Let's make another video. A lot of times these live streams, they'll spend the first little bit of time published with a yellow $sign, and then it'll go to green. I don't know what they're waiting for, but they're waiting, to see if you're going to do something. Buckluster, yeah, Dark Side of the Rainbow. I'll tell you another good one to check out is Dark Side of the Mule. Government Mule doing Pink Floyd. And Government Mule has done that with a couple other albums too. Other artists were like, Dark Side of the Mule, Dark Side of the Moon. I think they've done one with Black Sabbath and a couple other ones where they do all these covers, and they're just phenomenal. I think there are companies claiming that they own backing tracks. I do too. I firmly believe that. Yeah. Yep. And music is so damn subjective that there's so many blues songs that are exactly the same that just change the lyric. A 12-bar blues is 12 bars, Yeah, there's 8 notes, everybody. You got to share them. And, you can only put them in so many different orders. Of course, that depends on how nimble your fingers are. Dark Side of the Moon to the Wizard of Oz movie. That'd be kind of cool. But check out Warren Haynes and Government Mule, Dark Side of the Mule. That they do a really, really good job on that stuff. If I can get a good recording of Soul Shine tonight, I'll upload that and see if that gets acclaim. It just dropped the needle in the lion roars. It's really arbitrary what the algorithm picks out. I don't know if I've ever published that one, Rick. There's a little secret about my band that I'm not going to give away right now. No, we haven't decided on a name yet. No, the other dude never sang Soul Shine, Rick. I always sing it. Well, yeah, most people use other riffs as inspiration. I mean, that's where inspiration comes from. Or for me, is from hearing something musical or lyrical. Yeah, we lip sync live. We probably should do that. We'd sound better. We're going to go full-blown karaoke is what we're going to do. We're just going to go into the studio and record everything and then just play it through the laptop at our gigs. Remember the band We Might Be Giants? They did the theme song to Malcolm in the Middle. You Ain't the Boss of Me Now. I'm not going to sing it because I get a copyright claim. they might be giants. Man, it's hot. Yeah, just play a tape and stand there staring at the crowd. I dug this out. Hell yeah, America. America. So we're gonna have this kind of theme tonight. Gotta fix that hat. There we go. There we go. That's better. That's better. Yes, indeedy. America. During the revolution, we took over them airports. We sure did. George Washington was a fighter pilot. Don't you know? Amazing. I watched part of the Washington Celebrate America parade in Washington, D.C. yesterday live on Facebook from a news source. That was one lame ass parade. That my buddy burned the tires of his Dodge Challenger down my street was a better parade than that. Buck Owens, yeah. I love Buck in that guitar. There's a guy who's got 3 of those guitars that I believe were made for Buck Owens. And I've seen videos of Dan Earlywine, one of Dan Earlywine's partners, working on those 3 guitars. And the guy actually uses them in his concerts when he plays. And he's not related to Buck, but he was a friend of Buck Owens and acquired 3 of those red, white, and blue guitars. And Dan Earlywine's guys had to go over them and fix them up to make them playable because I guess they were in pretty rough shape. Did you ever see the one where the guy from Stu Mac fixes Willie Nelson's trigger? That thing is beat to hell. You know, it's beat to crap. He said when Willie plays it, man, pieces of wood fly out of that hole that's in the front of the guitar. He's beat the crap out of that thing. And I've been playing the Harley Benton, and last week I cleaned up and strung up my Stratocaster. There's no comparison. There really isn't. There's no comparison in the playability between those 2 guitars. It just really there isn't. That had the weed beat out of it. All right, Rick, have a good one, man. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Stay cool, buddy. Go throw the ball for Fred. Get him wore out. Sometimes I wish these gigs were a little earlier. 8 o'clock. I'm almost ready for bed. I stayed up kind of late last night for no good reason. It didn't matter. All right, Ninja, thanks for stopping by. Thumb it up if you can. The Harley Bentons aren't bad guitars. I've got a Harley Benton Strat. It's not a bad guitar. I mean, it's completely playable and everything, but just my Stratocaster is so much different. For one thing, it's a different neck profile. It's a lighter guitar. It's got different pickups. There's a lot of different factors. Heading to Rockin' Dave's region, going to Fort Myers. It's going to be hot down there, Dan. No doubt about it. You won't be shoveling your driveway in Florida, not with snow anyway. You might be shoveling sand out of it after a hurricane. It's not the quality so much. It's just the appointments of the guitar, the neck profile, the frets, the tuning keys, the pickups. My Strat is pretty tricked out as far as, all the stuff. The only thing original left on it is the logo on the headstock. I mean, the neck's original, but it's kind of a rare Mexico Fender. It was when the Mexico plant burnt down in 1994, and they were sending all the parts from the USA down there to put guitars together, and to the point that this guitar actually had fooled a Guitar Center manager into thinking that it wasn't legit. And then I found another guy's business card under the pick guard. It's called Wild Duchess Guitar Hospital, which I have right here. Wild Duchess Guitar Hospital. And he's in Broadview Heights, Ohio. He had some crazy things on his. No, maybe it wasn't him. I had one guy's business card one time that on the back of his business card, 1994, on the back of his business card was written, wild Indians tamed, will mercenary services, gold mining. He had all this crazy shit on the back of his business card. It was kind of hilarious. It was pretty cool. But the one that got me was wild Indians tamed. I always thought that was funny. That was a funny one. '95, 94, 95, they were still, look at the logo. They were still, recovering from the fire in the Mexico plant. And a lot of parts were getting sent from the USA to Mexico. I've got the original pickups that are no longer in the guitar. And this is something Wild Dutch did. These are ceramic pickups, but what Wild Dutch did was disconnected the tone pots and grounded everything, made it really quiet. So the only thing on these pickups that worked was the volume. And the reason he did that was because the guy that owned the guitar wanted a shred guitar like Eddie Van Halen. And this pickguard actually says on it 1993, but the serial number comes back 1994. And it's, like I said, it's got stacked humbuckers in it now that I've been using for about 5 or 6 years. That said, I don't agree with the lawsuit. What lawsuit? Gibson? Gibson's grasping at straws. What are they going to do? They've run themselves into a corner, and there are just too many other guitars out there. There's too much competition in the guitar building world, and they're just going to have to eat it. Step up to the plate, goddammit. Make a freaking guitar that is Les Paul SG quality and cut the price in half. That's not unreasonable. and a lot of it has to do with the price of American labor and probably what they pay these people. But I'll tell you what, I'll bet you working at the Gibson factory ain't no high paying, prestigious ass job. I don't know. Maybe it is, but I bet it's not. I'll bet you're not getting rich, gluing next to Les Pauls at the Gibson factory. And who knows even how that's done. If it's automated, you're the guitar buffer. You're the guy that buffs them out on a buffing wheel. What's that pay? And that's probably hard work because those guitars are heavy. So who knows, 4:35, 3.5 more hours. Yep. But at least we're going to have good weather, as far as I can tell. Hey, Squire, how's it going? And as far as Gibson suing Dean, I mean, that's really a stab in the dark. How can they even claim a body shape now? That Les Paul body shape and the Flying V and the Explorer and all those body shapes have been copied by so many people that that's just going to be a tough one to win. Well, Peter, like I said, they're grasping at straws. They're probably hoping that they would want to settle rather than fight it. And unfortunately for them, Dean or whoever decided to fight it and won. They won in Europe anyway. So they lost their legal fees, and they also lost part of their trademark rights or whatever. Yeah, but you got to remember, Gibson has been making mandolins for over 100 years. Epiphone originally made mandolins before that. You went by Ensenada, drove by the Fender factory, and they're hiring. Man, why didn't you scoot on in there, buddy, and get you a job? Can you get me a deal? I'm sweating through my shirt. Can you get me an employee discount? Can you sneak me out a body in your lunchbox? Then a neck, then some pickups, then some tuners, then some switches, and some pots? You get to work by the beach. And then when you get off work, you get to jump in the bus and go up to Corona and work there. Is Ensenada, Mexico? Or California? Where's Ensenada, Squire? It'll be a 16, 17, a 19, 16, 17, 18, 19 Strat. Kind of what I got now. Yeah, Ensenada, Mexico. That's where mine was made. Baja California. Well, the custom shop's in Corona. Where they make the beer. Or they drink the beer. Where they drink the beer. Haha. Yeah, it's really close to San Diego. An hour. My stepson lives in San Diego. I was teasing him because he's Italian, so he lives in San Diego. San Diego. All right, guys. Well, it's too hot to sit here any longer. I think I'm going to have to go cool off, find something cool to wear this evening. But I appreciate y'all for popping in. Let me know in the comments about your experiences with copyright. A Speedo. Nobody wants to see that at this point. Nobody. With your claims and check marks and strikes. All right, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Stay safe. Don't blow any of your appendages off. And keep on rocking.